Welcome you all in the video what is pointer. This is our second video based on pointer. In the first video we discussed regarding the necessity of pointer, definition of pointer, how to declare a pointer, and how pointer stores values. In continuation with that particular discussion, again in this video we'll discuss few more examples to clarify our fundamentals regarding pointers. So we have seen that pointer is a variable which can store address of another variable. So, and we have seen the method for declaration of the pointer also, and how pointers are identified, what is the difference between the declaration of pointer and simple variable. If we use star operator, then that will become a pointer operator while declaration of a variable. And if we are not using that value at operator, then that will be a simple variable. So this is the basic mechanism by which compiler identifies pointer variable and a simple ordinary variable. Here we'll take a simple example to understand how to access the address of a variable without pointer. Means what is the basic mechanism by which we can access the address of a variable? Because for using pointers, as we know that we require address of a particular variable, and that address will be stored in the pointer variable, and by using the pointer operator we are going to use, or we are going to print the value of that particular variable by using that particular pointer. So here in this program we have a variable of type integer. The name of variable is num, num. The value of num or the variable number is 10, and this value must be stored somewhere in the memory. A memory space is allocated for each variable. As we know, a memory space is allocated for each variable for storing some values or holding some values. This memory space has an address. Address here means nothing but the memory location number. As for example, if a person is there, X, a person X is there, he lives in certain place in a particular location. So we are having that particular address to locate that person X, so that we can identify him, that person X lives here. So that is nothing but the address. So similar mechanism is used by the pointers. Similar mechanism is used by pointers to identify the particular location and the value stored in that particular variable. So that is the basic mechanism by which we can identify the locations and address of that particular variable. So here, in the same way, we can identify these things. So here, for example, number is a variable name, 10 is the value of that particular variable, and address, suppose for example here 0x7 3 times f 5694 dc58. This is the address of that particular variable. So I have indicated in this diagram here like this: number is the name of the variable. Suppose we have stored the value 10 in that particular number, and that is the address, for example. Because address assigning it is an internal mechanism of compiler or operating system. So we can't predict that this particular variable can get this particular address. It totally depends upon the operating system and the compiler to allocate that address. So here, for example, we are having this address. So we have taken that example here. Now, here in this program, suppose for example, same program I have explained here also. So we allocate the value 10. We are printing the value of that variable, and again printf statement is there for printing the address of that particular variable. And you observe in these two printf statement there is a difference, that in first printf statement we are printing the value of that number. That's why we are not using ampersand. And in the second printf statement we are printing the address of that particular variable. That's why we use ampersand in the beginning of the name variable. So here, if you see the output return 0, it is just for our main function. So if you see the output of that particular program, so in the output, first statement, value of variable is 10, we have assigned that particular value to that variable, and address of that variable. For example, you might get, suppose if you execute this program in your system, so you might get somewhat different address. It is not fixed that this value will be same at your system or any other system. For example, we have taken this value. It may be possible that for me, this may be value, for you, this may be another value. So it depends upon your compiler, as I have said earlier also. So this will be the output of the address of that particular variable. So in this way, we have used printf statement to print the value of variable and address of that variable. So this is one simple example. In this example, we have not declared any pointer variable. Just we have declared a simple variable. We all assign or store some value in that variable, and we are printing that value and address of that particular variable. So here we have just used simple variable to print value and address of that particular variable. Now coming to the second example. So in this example, suppose we are having variable num. We allocate the value number 10 to that particular, assign the value or store the value 10 in that particular variable. And we have declared one variable p here, pointer. That pointer variable is there, int star p. So p is the pointer variable. Now after this, after declaring this variable, we are allocating or we are assigning address of number to the pointer p by using the statement p equal to &num. So in this case, we are allocating or storing the address of that particular value of that number in the variable p, and then we are printing the address of that variable by using the pointer variable. So see the difference in the first and second program. Here we are using the pointer variable to print the address. In the earlier example, we have used simple variable to print that address. So the basic difference here is that we are using pointer variable. In the first program, we have not used the pointer variable. So here, for printing the address of that particular variable, ampersand here, you have to use %u for printing the address, and then p, name of variable. So the output of this program will be address of variable number is this particular value. You might get some different value depending upon your compiler. So we cannot fake, this value is not fixed, as it depends or it may vary. So here in this case, we have simply declared a variable and a pointer variable, and we have stored the address of a simple variable in the pointer variable, and by using pointer variable we are creating address of that particular variable. And here there is one difference here is that we have used %u here for printing the address. Format specifier %u here we have used, here we have not used %d. So in this case, as we know that it is a simple program for printing the address. Now coming to our next example, a very complex example we are going to take here. So in the previous example, just we have seen simple variable, then pointer variable. By using simple variable, we have printed the address. By using pointer variable, we have printed the address. Now here we will see that example of some program here. We are having a pointer variable. We are having a variable var here. Name of variable var is there. INP is the pointer variable. Var is a simple variable which store the value 10. We assign the value 10 to the var, and then we have allocated the address of var in the pointer p by using the statement p equal to &var, and then we are printing the value of variable var by using simple variable, by using pointer variable, and then address of variable. Okay. Then by using the pointer variable, we will print the address, and then address by using pointer. Here in this case, see the first statement, p equal to ampersand var, then printf value of variable var is equal to percentile d comma var. Then second statement is add value of variable var is by using pointer variable p. Third statement is address of variable var by using ampersand var, address of variable var by using pointer variable, and address of pointer variable by using ampersand p. See the output of this particular program here, as the value 10 is stored in that particular variable. So 10, 10, and then addresses by using var, by using p, and address of pointer variable. So in this way, the variables are stored, two variables are there, and they have assigned simple variable and pointer variable, and by using that we have printed the values and addresses of that variables. So here diagrammatically I have shown this particular example here also. So here our var variable, in that we have stored 10 value, and then pointer variable we have declared pointer variable p, and then p equal to ampersand var. Diagrammatically it is shown like this: p variable, it is having some address, this is the address of that p variable, var variable, this is the address of var variable. Now here see the arrow. In this, the address of variable var is stored in the pointer variable, and in variable var we have stored value 10, and this is the address of variable p, which is pointer basically. So means here in this program we have printed the value of the variable by using simple variable and then by using pointer variable. Then we have printed the address of the variable var by using simple variable, address of variable var by using pointer variable, and then address of pointer variable we have printed here. So in this case we have used two variables, p and var variable, and we have printed the values and addresses. So in this way we can use the pointers for printing the addresses and for printing the values of the variables. And diagrammatically it is shown here: p variable, memory location, p variable and its address, var variable and its address, then value of variable var is 10 stored, and address of variable p. So in this way we can store and print the values of variables, either it is simple variable or pointer variable, because pointer is having a wide variety of applications. So we'll see that while we will discuss linked list and all that things. Time being, you to remember the examples, and based on that examples we write down different programs and example programs for using the pointer and for using the ordinary variable. Thank you.